Once again in the Lion's Den. Today we're gonna tackle something that's familiar, popping up across the country. Something that in the backyard in the hometown of the one sharing the speaking points on the Lion's Den. I want to get your take on what's been popping off in your in your stomping grounds of your town.
A lot of people don't understand that Milwaukee is like the United Nations of Negroes. And I don't mean that, in a very disrespectful term, use the word Negro as a negative connotation, but what I mean is like, you got people from Milwaukee, from Detroit, people from Milwaukee, from Chicago, you got people from Milwaukee, from Iowa, you got people from Milwaukee from all over New York, Minnesota, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But therefore, it's like a melting pot. You got all these different personalities. At the same time, you got to remember, what a lot of people don't remember, is that outside of the Milwaukeeans, the people that are initially from this city, this used to be a town where players came from all over the world. All the pimps, all the hustlers. It's just like Minnesota. Minnesota back in the 70s, y'all had what's called the Minnesota Strip.
Yeah.
So what we had was the live track. So pimps and hustlers and players would come from all over the world in order to migrate and get money in these different cities. That's why when you see Milwaukee being like a big pimp hub, you think of it as like, wow, what these dudes do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they manufacture pimps in the town. No, because of the live tracks back in the day. We had a track that was filmed from Martin Luther King Drive on the high end, Green Bay, all the way down to Wisconsin Avenue. And those were considered African American women or black HOs, black hoes. And then from Wisconsin Avenue, Martin Luther King Drive, and Wisconsin Avenue, which is called Old World 3rd Street, all the way up to like 35th in Wisconsin, which is where downtown kind of like in the center, all the way up to 35th would be all white girls.
Yeah.
So girls would come from all over. And, they had children by these women. They knocked each other. Some of them liked the city and they moved, everybody from Mississippi all over. So what you had was a mix of cultures. You had the gangster disciples, you had the vice lords, you had the pimps, you had the bloods, you had the pimps, the players, the hustler. That's what my city looked like. If you take the police brutality, you take white racism, because Milwaukee is one of the biggest racial divided cities in the whole union.
Okay.
So if you take all of that away, that's what you're going to have. And out of that, you have a lot of gangsters, you have a lot of playerism mixed with gangsterism, you have a lot of drug dealerism mixed with, robberyism. So it's a combination of all different types of people just running wild. So it's a melting pot for also destruction.
Okay.
So everyone is so serious. Everyone is crazy. Everyone be tripping. So after, the people migrated and it became a combination of people from different places and, the main hustle primarily being the pimp game, and you notice that from Pimps Up, Hold Down that even HBO came here to film pimp.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, after you had that, then you got a bunch of young African American males and females that are disenfranchised.
Okay.
That is not wanted in the city. That every time the city council make laws, their laws does not reflect the constituency of the ghetto.
Now, speaking of the laws that you're saying that they've been trying to push that, well, it's not a lot of black fathers in the household, so that's the reason why we're seeing this.
The reason why it's not a lot of black fathers in the household because just like any other city, Detroit, Chicago, and Minnesota, all of the main cities, St. Louis, they went through the same thing that everybody else went through, the 1980 drug crisis.
Yeah.
A lot of young men became drug dealers, and my city wasn't no different. I talked about that in Pimps Up, Hold Down. I said, when the drugs came, you had a bunch of pimps and hoes, that was on drugs, and then you had a lot of hoes out there with no guidance. So, what I'm saying, when you think about it, Milwaukee is the main spot for that. I mean, you have people that's from everywhere. You have people that's trying to look for identity, and at the same time, you have a police force that is a gang. I did an interview with Star in called yesterday. He was asking me the same question that you're asking me. He said, well, Ken, what you think about the police department? I said, well, the police department, they pulled me over my Escalade. I had it wrapped. There had TVs in it. It was a promotional van.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of money on this joint, and they took the van from me for 3 weeks. I had to call the FBI to get my van from these people because they lied and said that the FBI had confiscated. So when I called the FBI and said, did y'all take my van? They said, no, it's still down in the city of Milwaukee. So when I called them people and I said, look, you know what I mean, these people said that they're not looking for my van is not wanted. Why are you holding my van? Well, Milwaukee Police Department is a gang. So what they do is they take these cars from these young men and they put them in storage. And if you don't claim them, they turn them into police cars. They use them as undercover vehicles. Well, because I'm legit, because my shit was paid for, of course, you know, I went through the measures to get my thing because first of all, you know, they would take the money out of my pocket because it was a promotional tool.
Yeah.
The next car they pulled me over was in my convertible Benz. I had an SL55 Benz, a $200,000 car. They pulled me over, took the keypad. I had a keypad that I put in my pocket that makes the car start with a button. So they held me for about 2 hours. They touched the button and told me to go about my business. I said, why are you keeping my button? They said, because we don't know what this is, and we need to investigate it. Never gave me my start button back. Okay, the last incident, they arrested me for nothing. Gave me a fake charge. Took my Maserati, impounded. Because the point I'm trying to get is that they don't even want a black man to drive nice cars around here.
Okay.
That's I mean, they hate black people. The white police officer and the black police officer in Milwaukee, they hate black people. So they took my Maserati and they broke the clutch. Now it's a clutch on the Maserati.
Yeah.
Switches it from automatic to stick shift. They broke the clutch and then made me go through all kind of hell. It took me a week to get my car off, and then they charged me impound charge, even though they was in the wrong. So this is the type of mentality that you have with the Milwaukee Police Department. They stop and frisk us for nothing. They take our money. They take drugs from these little guys that's got work. If a guy got a kilo of dope, all of a sudden the kilo of mysteriously missing out the car. If these guys got pistols, the pistols go mysteriously missing out the car. So these guys around here are fed up with the police department. They tired of it. That's why you see the other day they shot over 30 times. One police guy hit the head, you know, but he had a helmet, so it kept him from getting shot in the head. A couple police got knocked in the head with bricks. A couple police cars got shut up. And these dudes, I know these dudes because I'm in the hood every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not to mention that this is a melting pot for confusion and destruction, that we already killing each other, that we already can't stand each other. Now that anger and that aggression has flipped, and then it turned on the police department. They've been having their way around here for a long time. They've been stopping and frisking and racial profiling young African-American men, and even, you know, me, you know, guys that in the middle age. I'm not young. I'm a middle age, you know, African American. They stop me every time I come through. I don't even come through here in my car. I have to drive through Milwaukee in a rental car because I know that the police gonna harass me, even though I haven't committed a crime in over 30 years. You know, you can go look it up on the internet. I haven't committed a crime in 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Or I even be more frank about it. I haven't been arrested for a crime in over 30 years.
Yeah.
So that's a long time, but they treat me like I'm a modern day criminal. Like I just robbed somebody yesterday. You know, and what happened was those stores, and I know these stores personally.
Yeah.
The stores that got burnt up are one is an Asian or Japanese, whoever it is, Asian people, and the other one was an Iranian dude. The Iranian dude, they like from Turkish or somewhere, they wear turbans, those type of Arabs do, not Iranian, but Arabs.
Yeah.
They talk to the customers like they ain't nothing. You know, they talk to those kids like they ain't nothing. They disrespect the kids. If the kid comes in there to buy some candy, they're like, what you want? You know, and they're very disrespectful. Those particular business were Target. It's another gas station right up the street. They didn't target that gas station because those people are cool. They so cool, they even let me come there, you know, sometimes and post up and promote my books and give out flyers and everything. Now, the gas stations and business are all in the area, but those particular businesses that were burned down were businesses who don't respect our community. Those are the businesses that I was telling you that take the money out the hood and take it out there to the suburbs, and they pay their taxes out in the suburbs, but they benefit from my neighborhood, and they'll never have a barbecue. They'll never have a Father's Day parade. They'll never do nothing for the 4th of July. They just keep taking and taking and taking.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why they were targeted. And the reason why the police were targeted, because we're fed up with the police department. We're fed up with these people disrespect. We're fed up with them searching us. We're fed up with them breaking our backs and breaking our legs and bruising our faces. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, if you look at the police brutality complaint in Milwaukee, it's probably a larger, it's more complaints in Milwaukee than it is in New York. And New York is probably 4 or 5 times the size of Milwaukee.
Yeah.
But that's what these police officers do. You look at Sheriff Clark. You see that dude on there, man.
Yeah.
That dude always talking about this and talking about that. Man, this dude is from Milwaukee, man.
Okay.
They hate the criminals or the people that they consider criminals or the people that they profile as criminals. And if you're black in Milwaukee, you're a criminal. I mean, my lawyer, he's a black dude. I mean, dude wear mighty suits. You know what I'm saying? He wear gators. You know what I mean? He drives slick cars. The police harass him. And he was a district attorney before he was the police department. You know, he had a problem with the Milwaukee Police Department. All of our DJs, you know, who are, you know, renowned DJs, one of our DJs have a coalition. They harasses him. They harasses everybody. They, you know, they treat everybody like they ain't shit in this country. And we tired. And, you know, we let them know, man, you know, enough is enough.
Yeah.
And that's what you see. You see brothers, you know what I mean, that's tired of these suckers, man. You know what I mean? They feared us for a long time. We were scared of them. We were more scared of them. And we see our homeboy, we say, there go my homeboy. We see the police, we say, there go the man. We refer to ourselves as baby and homeboys. So when we see the police, there go the man. You know what I mean? We used to call them the man that's coming. We all run.
Yeah.
We be gambling in the alley. The police come. We run because they know they're going to rob us. They're going to take our money. When dudes got work in Milwaukee, they might be holding a kilo for somebody else. They might be holding an ounce of dope for somebody else. They run because the reason why they run because they know the police don't take the dope. And then sometimes they'll take the dope from somebody else. And they don't like you. Now, one thing you don't understand about the dude that shot the black dude, and to me, one of my partners that's from that neighborhood said the police that shot the dude, they grew up together. They had fights. And that the same police officer at one time ran this dude over. He had a lawsuit against the police department, and that they had problems with a female. So the police officer that shot the dude actually had altercations with this dude already. The media ain't telling that.
Yeah.
This is in the hood. This is what they said in the hood. You know what I mean? And like I said, the police department, whether they black or white, they don't look at it as a black and white thing. They are a gang. And I'm telling you, man, a police department, a police officer in Milwaukee to break somebody's jaw on a police cam and the police department. I mean, that blue code they talk about, the boys in blue code, they follow that to the letter in Milwaukee. You know, and these police officers, you know, the black and the white, they don't care. They don't care. They all work together. Now, I'm sure that there's some good police departments around the world. I'm sure that, you know, there are some honorable cops. I'm not saying that. But in Milwaukee, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if it is some, they still break the law unintentionally. They unconsciously break the law because they search you without a warrant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They pull you over without a warrant. They, you know, they harass you, and if you talk crazy to them, they don't just say, get out the car, you're under arrest. They snatch you out the car, they throw you against the car, and if you say something, they fire on you, they handcuff you, they ride you around, you know, the city, and they go through potholes and stuff and let you, you know what I'm saying, they get shook up. And then they take you down there, and then they hold you in booking for 2 or 3 days, and they so cool with each other, and they so down with the program. The Milwaukee Police Department and the criminal justice system of Milwaukee is such a criminal organization that they tell the sheriff, you know, I want you to treat this one here real bad, you know, make sure he go through hell.
Yeah.
And they go through it. They laugh and say, I got you, partner. And they tell you that in their face. And, you know, these poor, disenfranchised African Americans in Milwaukee don't have the money. And that's one of the main reasons. Man, have you ever been to Milwaukee, man? Man, if you go through the hood in Milwaukee, it's at least 8 to 9 buildings that's boarded up. 5-mile or 3-mile radius. Trash is everywhere. All of the cribs out there dilapidated. The few cribs that are still standing up, it may be because some dude out there hustling and he got his mama's crib fixed up. you know what I'm saying? I mean, some dude out there, you know, he a little player, so, you know, he bought 4 or 5 houses, and he making so much money hustling that he fixed the cribs up. Or, you know, it might be the old lady or two that live on the block that been living there all their life, you know what I'm saying, that don't nobody throw trash in front of their yard, that everybody respect it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But other than that, man, that whole neighborhood, the whole ghetto, from the north side to the east side to the west side of Milwaukee, even on the south side, man, it looks like a war zone.
Mm.
I mean, damn near every 3-4 blocks, man, you got 6 or 7 houses that are boarded up. People, you know, could be living in these homes. But if you go downtown in Milwaukee, it have an economic boom. We used to live downtown.
Yeah.
They moved in. Of course, in every city they did. It's probably in this city too.
Mm-hmm.
They bought luxury. They built luxury condos.
Yep.
And they moved all the black folks further and further into the hood. So you know, the people that live downtown used to be like nice little apartments and so on and so forth down there. Or they might be a storefront with apartments upstairs, because that's what it used to be. Like, you know, the Jews, when they came in Milwaukee back in the early 40s and the 50s and the 20s, they built what was called these storefronts.
Yeah.
They have like a tavern, then they have a grocery store, then upstairs would be like maybe 20 apartments. So all those was closed down and replaced with luxury condos. You know, so a lot of black people were concentrated in the downtown area. The downtown area used to be the ghetto.
Yeah.
But when they realized that traveling all the way from, you know, the suburbs to the city was too expensive, and that over the years they were spending too much money, they started coming in and calling themselves cleaning up the city. And once they cleaned up the city, all that money that the city council had allocated to those cities in Milwaukee to be rebuilt, which was called urban development, all that money went to those people that moved in.
Mm-hmm.
So the white people got the grants and the loans, and they was able to rebuild the community. You know, they would have never came if it wasn't a center. And that's what they do in Minnesota. They did in Chicago.
Yep.
They appropriated all these funds. The government put money into these urban communities so they can rebuild them. But instead, they moved the so-called black folks out of these communities, and they rebuilt them with the government grants and the money, and they gave those people incentives.
Yeah, that's what they call it, gentrification.
Huh?
They call it gentrification when they move into a black area.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But then it wasn't gentrification at first. It was urban development.
Yeah.
And then they came with the gentrification because, you know what I'm saying, think about it. When they if you do the history on it and research everything I'm saying, anybody believe what I'm saying, just look it up. Before the white people moved, or whatever it could be, they could be black people too, before the middle class moved into the downtown area.
Yeah.
And areas nearby.
Mm-hmm.
There was already money allocated from the federal government and the state government to build those communities up.
Yeah.
So those communities got better lights, they got better sidewalks, they fixed up the infrastructure around there.
Yeah.
They put up signs, they made it look like the suburbs, and they built what I would call condos in those neighborhoods, and they got a lot of incentives and a lot of grants, and they got a lot of tax breaks because they moved into that community. Then they convinced the kids, and look, you guys work downtown. They convinced the people that had homes out there, look, these houses are 30-year mortgages, and we'll eat these mortgages up. We'll buy these homes. We'll buy your homes, but you got to move into, the community.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so a lot of those people that buy the homes now, those beautiful homes, are predominantly older white people who don't want to be in that disco party-like environment. So if you look and you see all the people down there, they're predominantly young and white. You know what I'm saying? There are a few other minorities. So, you know what I'm saying? That's the problem with Milwaukee. We disenfranchised. There's an unemployment rate that's crazy.
Yeah.
So the reason why, but I explain to you, we don't really have an unemployment rate. It's that our CEOs and our corporations are drug kingpins. So they do hire lower-level drug dealers to work for them. You know what I'm saying? They pay them a salary. Otherwise, you wouldn't see the Robin Jeans and the True Religion and the Giuseppe and the Gucci and the Fendi in the hood. So it's a lie that they can blame it on Barack Obama all they want, but it started with Reaganomics. It started with the Contra rebels when they put all these drugs in our community and made drugs the drug dealers the biggest employer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that's what you see. It ain't that people ain't having money. It's just that they work and they sell drugs.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. If you commit a burglary, if you commit a robbery, you probably be in jail in less than 24 hours, right? They catch most burglars and most robbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how many brothers have you seen on that same rock selling dope for the last 10 years?
Ton.
Bobby been out there hustling on Broadway, and he ain't been to jail. Yeah, he ain't caught a weed case, he ain't caught a crack case, he ain't caught a heroin case because they allow people to sell drugs. They get maybe 5 or 6 of them, or 8 or 9 of them a month. You know what I mean? The ones they really don't like. But they allow these guys to continue to sell drugs because these drug dealers is what fuels the economy. And who benefits most off of our drug dealers? Not us, but the people who own all of the luxury goods, who own the rims, who own the car lot, who own this. You know, we'll take, man, an old car and put $100,000 in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be some white dude that's probably on the outskirts of the ghetto who do all the brother cars.
Mm-hmm.
He makes all the money.
Yep.
And he's paying taxes. You think they're going to try to stop his money from coming? Or the clothing store, you know, that's owned by some Iranians or some Arabs who generating, they'll send me buku money in taxes from selling us these Robin jeans and these two religions.
Yeah.
These designer shoes. So the problem is the same in Milwaukee. I mean, you know, we have other ethnic groups in our community that's benefiting from these drug dealers. And they make it easier for these drug dealers to go because they're not going to report these guys when they go spend $20,000 on some jeans. You know what I mean? They ain't got to worry about that. You see what I'm saying? So, but the real problem is that, you know, there's another group of people in their community that don't sell drugs, you know, that do want to work. You know what I mean? That it is tired of living in dilapidated homes. You know, they're starving, you know, for employment. But they don't, if you look at the policies and the monies that are allocated in Milwaukee,
Yeah.
that money primarily goes to the other people, man. It don't goes to the black people.
I was going to say, you hit on something earlier when you said that what's undisclosed to the media is these people that are happen to be getting killed have pending cases against the police department. Because, you know, that happened here. That happened in Baltimore with the sister that got shot with her son. That's been going on, but they haven't been saying that part.
But because, listen, if you went to my Snapchat, I went on Snapchat and I filmed all of these people in our community. There was over 100 news agencies out there on Sherman and Burleigh, which is where the gas station got bombed or whatever. And all these news agencies were white people. And all they wanted to talk about was the riot, do you think it's going to be any war? So me, you know what I mean, I talked to the news media and I told them basically the same thing I'm telling you. I said, why are you here only filming the negative? I said, there's a lot of positive coverage out here too. You know, I said, I'm an author. You know, I write books. I said, I make films. I said, I'm not out here committing crimes. I said, some of these guys, you know, that's out here, yes, you know, there's going to always be 1 or 2 guys that, you know, stir up the group. You know, send me and say, hey, man, let's bust this window, and they're going to go to loot it. You know what I mean? That's not the totality of the people.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, and they're going to explain that, you know, these police officers have been beating these guys up for years. These police officers have been shooting these guys for years. And now, you know, that people are responding. You know, every time you tell people, police get shot.
Mm-hmm.
Because people are tired of these people giving an edge on us.
Yeah.
How did this guy got a pistol and he could treat me and talk to me any kind of way? If he was with the police department, he wouldn't talk to me that way.
He sure wouldn't.
You know what I'm saying? All these men, these little punks, man, you think these little punks, man, would talk crazy to be you? These little faggots from the rural America, these little punk chumps, these little dudes that we used to slap and bully them around.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man, let's keep it real.
Mm-hmm.
I wish one of these punks would talk to me if they didn't have on no blue suit or no pistol. I'll break their jaw.
Yeah.
You'll break their jaw. These little homies will break their jaw. And man, these gang members that they call gangster disciples and vice versa, man, they will wax the shit out these dudes, man, if they didn't have a gun in the bag.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They use that gun in the bag, and they become the bullies. They bully us.
Yeah.
We're talking about bullying. The police are the biggest bullies ever, man. When the police pull me over, man, if I say, hey, man, why you arresting me? Hey, shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Say one more thing, I'm going to get you for disorderly conduct. I said, just actually get out the car right now, you're under arrest. You know what I'm saying? No discretion, no de-escalation, nothing. Just straight up race signal, straight up. Then, you know what I'm saying? Why don't they vet the people that they hire to the police department? How they know these guys, these little white dudes that they hire, haven't had an altercation with a black dude in school, or when they was in the military, or when they was in the Army, or when they was in the Navy, and they just hate black folk. And they want to get a job so bad in the black community so they can bully black people and wait for a black person to do something that's close enough or remotely close enough to resist an arrest so they can blow their brains out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean, you know, why don't they look at that? I said, did the police department ever question why is he having so many police killings?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it could be a brother, just like the black dude that killed the black dude. I heard that the dude that beat him up a couple times.
Mm.
I heard that he had took his girlfriend. I heard that they grew up together.
Mm.
So maybe he might have became a police department because they said the same dude that killed the police officer. They said he used to be kicking with them. They said he used to be wearing Robin jeans. They used to be dressing and kicking with them. He's 23 years old, I think. They said he was kicking with everybody a few years ago.
Yeah.
If he got a clean record, you know, he could go down there to the police academy right there on California Avenue and apply for the police department, you know what I'm saying? And of course they need minorities. You know what I mean? Any dude that's from the hood that's going to work with the adversary, going to work with the enemy, as you know, in the hood we call the police the enemy.
Yeah.
You know, they don't serve and protect in our neighborhood.
Nuh-uh.
You know what I mean? They serve and harass where I'm from.
Yeah. It's like that here too.
They serve you some harassment. They serve you an ass whipping. They serve you a couple bullets. You know, that's the only protect and serve they do around there. They protect, you know what I'm saying, those businesses, and they protect those people that pay them. But they don't protect the brothers and the sisters that's riding around and kicking that day. And a 15 to 18-year-old kid in Milwaukee, man, is almost, man, more than likely to be abused, shot, or killed by the police than any other community that I know. I mean, they hate our children, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They chase them. They stop them for no reason, man. You could go down any ghetto in Milwaukee any given day, and you're going to see a bunch of black kids standing on the concrete or on the corner with 2 or 3 white police officers making them sit down. You know what I mean? And running a check on them or taking them, fucking them in jail.
Mm.
You know, that's just the reality of Milwaukee. That's what people see. You don't see, man, that's too bad. They're doing that stuff, man, just to do it, man. If it was that case, we would have did it a year ago. We would have did it a month ago. It's just that, man, enough is enough. They killed 1 too many. Yeah. And because everybody knows, most of the parties that was involved, they know what time it was. You know what I'm saying? They know that this dude had beef with this police. The police dude had beef with this dude.
Now, tell me this, because I know it's all those types out there like, well, what's the use of burning down your own community? It doesn't make any sense. I mean,
they didn't burn down their community. The stores that they targeted, man, was the stores, trust me, that had no respect for us.
Okay.
I've been at gas station several times, brother, and they look at you like you ain't nothing, but they take our money. You know what I'm saying? And we don't have another choice because that gas station is smack at the ghetto. It's another one right up the street. So if you on 50th and Bud Light and you got to go downtown, you got to go past Sherman and Bud Light in order to get downtown. So if you have a empty tank of gas and you about to run out and you about to be on E, you got to go to that gas station. But when you go to that gas station, if somebody looking at you like you don't belong and they talking to you like you're a kid, and, you know, if you don't move fast enough, they tell you to get out the store. Then, you know, you're going to be tripping.
Yeah.
And that beauty supply store, when the women come in there, black women spend probably $1 million or $2 million a year at their beauty. They got burnt up. But when the black women go in there, these people, man, they got their kids and their aunties following these black people around. You know, I mean, even though they've been coming in the store spending money, well, they act like they're going to steal something all the time. I'm sure people do come to there and steal. But, you know, you can't profile everyone that come in your store. These women are so immune to it. These black women are so immune to it that they don't realize that they're being profiled. It's a shame when you
Yeah.
And that's even with the police. We so customary when they follow us around and we go to one aisle, they go to the other aisle. You know, we turn left, they turn left. I mean, they follow us all around. Hey, how may I help you? I mean, they barely speak English. You know what I mean? But we spending $600 or $700 on renting here. You know, we spending $200-$300 on another grader here.
Yeah.
We buy all this product from these people, but yet they treat us like we ain't nothing. They do nothing for our community. They do nothing for our children. But they talk crazy to us. They profile us. And we got fed up. That's why those specific places were targeted, because they are so disrespectful to our community. You know what I'm saying? And then they try to say, why are you saying? I don't know one black business that was burned down. It's about 10 black businesses just in that area. Now, one of us is chairman right next door.
Yeah. My
partner owned it. You know what I'm saying? It used to be called Glory Days. They changed it to the 42nd Street Bar or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Then my man, Reek got a luxury. He got a luxury paint shop for all kind of whips. I mean, expensive whips right there. And them cars that got burned down, they were just in the crossfire. But they probably was the cars that belonged to them. You know what I'm saying? But if they don't tell you that most of the cars that got damaged were police cars.
Okay.
If I hire you, my brother, and you work for a security agency, and I pay you to secure my neighborhood, if you secure my neighborhood, why would I pay you and then turn around and shoot at your car? Why would I pay you and turn around and shoot at you? Why would I burn your car up? The only way I would do that if I feel dissatisfied with the service.
Yeah.
And that's what the taxpayers in the hood is. They're paying for police adequate police officers. They paying for somebody to harass them. They're paying for somebody to abuse them. You know, they're paying for brutality. Why are we paying for it? So we don't want that.
Yeah.
Anymore. We don't want that harassment no more. We don't want that police brutality. And the people that's in the suburbs, they don't go through that. So they think like, oh, this is really bad. I can't believe they're doing that. You know, and man, if you go to Milwaukee right now, you ride today, all you see is white people from the suburbs riding down there and looking at and shaking their head. You can see them. Like, this is disgusting. But they don't know the true story. They don't know what really happened. They don't know why these people acting the way they act. They don't know these people are starving. They don't know these people don't have jobs.
But another part could be, like you said a lot of them, I was going to say a lot of them, like you said, live in the suburbs, you know, say they could have some investment property in the city. You know, they got insurance so that they're getting their money anyways. Like, okay, they burned down one of my properties. I'm still going to get my money for it. Or they burned down my gas station or my other business. I live in the suburbs. I got
the flip side of it. Now, what's going to happen is that gas station owner is probably going to receive millions of dollars in insurance money. And he's going to do what he always wanted to do. He's going to move out farther to the suburbs. There'll be another gas station less in the community. Because they're only there because they taught in their culture that if you want to get rich and you want to make some money, go to the ghetto, because black folks don't buy businesses. They don't invest in their community. Yeah, they don't have grocery stores. They don't have gas stations. They don't have Chinese food. They don't have shrimp fried rice.
Or like a black chamber of commerce where they all come together to, you know, get businesses started up from the ground or anything like that.
Yeah, it's a lot of variables. You know, all white people ain't bad people.
Yeah.
All police ain't bad. You know, all black folks ain't good. You know what I mean? There's some brothers out there that's doing some crazy stuff. And I'm pretty sure, that they need to be dealt with on whatever level. The last thing that the United States want is for Milwaukee to start going off. Because once these brothers take on something in my city, it's going to be hard. You know, once they get to killing police officers, it's going to be hard for them to, get a hold of it. They're going to have to call the National Guard. It's going to be really a curfew. So they better try to improve relationships with the community and try to, realize that, yes, you have a problem, but it's not just one problem. That there's two problems. The problem may be the crime, the problem may be the violence in our community, but the problem is also the police department. The police have a low tolerance level for the ghetto, and especially in Milwaukee, and what they think is like, all these guys are bad. They're not all bad. There's so many of them bad that we ain't going to worry anything.
Yeah.
And that's the mentality that they have. And that's why people like yourself and myself can ride to the hood who may be perfectly legit. And we might bear the burden of those who may be out there, doing something illegal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But the police don't have no discretion, and they just put in their mind that we're going to treat everybody the same, regardless if they're upstanding citizens. And I think that that's one of the problems in Milwaukee, too. They need to learn how to figure out who's a criminal, who's not a criminal. They need, a lot of these guys got concealed and carry. They got legitimate gun license, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, maybe if they had a better training and maybe if they had a better approach, they probably could, dude probably would have ran. But it's something that made dude run that he was scared for his life. And we all know what happened with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's deep, man. But, man, I appreciate talking to you, man. But like I said, man, my city's in turmoil right now. I want the world to pray for Milwaukee. And I want people to know that everybody in Milwaukee don't reflect what you see on TV. And the people that are looting and the people that are burning places down, you may say that that's criminal, but it's also, frustration. These are people who wouldn't have never committed a crime in their life. But they're so frustrated that you got people around them that do commit crimes who are criminals, who are provoking them and, benefiting from their frustration.
Mm-hmm.
So they just, it's a totality of things that we have to look at. But at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, Milwaukee is a good city, man. Milwaukee will, rise again. Milwaukee will pick itself up. Milwaukee will solve its own problems. And I'm from Milwaukee. I love Milwaukee. And I know brothers in Milwaukee, I talk to them all the time. They just really, trying to make a point. Once that point is well taken, I'm pretty sure that the OGs and the people who got to say so will come out the woodwork and be like, okay, enough is enough. Y'all chill out. And the kids are going to fall into place.
Yeah.
Because we do have OGs. I'm an OG. Keep letting these folks know. Keep it in their face. Let them know that we fed up. Let them know how crooked the Milwaukee Police Department is. Let them know that these people is a gang. Let them know that these people illegally harass and profile us on the daily.
Too cool for calm.